Alright guys, welcome back to Redstone Learning, and in this episode we're going to be going over some more logic gates, and also we're going to build one of these. I already have this one built just because my friend, we were at a study group session and I actually brought my laptop. I know sounds like a weird story, but just go with me for a second. But he was trying to build this some kind of like sacrificial pit or something like that, and he wanted to see if I could do it because I told him that I was learning all the redstone stuff, so he wanted to see if I could do it. But so let's first go over two basic logic gates that I forgot to go over in the previous episode. And so the first one we're going to go over is a basic inverter, which if it really comes in handy for big scale projects, for example like rock paper scissors or doors like this. I'll showcase that door in a different episode, but that's a 3x3 piston door. I'll show you guys that in a different episode. But what an inverter basically does is it takes, so if you have this right here, you have this little strip that's on, and say you want to turn it off. What you do is you apply current to the other side of the block, and it will flip the redstone switch into its off state. So this will allow the redstone out on this side to change into whatever state you want, and it comes really in handy for these big scale projects. So that's a basic thing called an inverter. Now, if you come over here, we have another logic gate called the OR gate. This is another thing, just simpler like the AND gate. If you know basic coding, what it does is it allows you to turn any input on, and it will raise the piston. So basically, it's if you know Java programming, it's the OR statement where any of the conditions can be true and it will turn on. So if you look at this, I also have this thing rigged to an inverter, which is what kind of a basic OR gate is for. You do use inverters with it most of the time, but it can come in handy for bigger projects. So, and then just a simple little thing I made is a T flip-flop with two outputs. And in the previous episode, if you looked, I only had one torch down there, but now if you look, I have two. So now this thing literally is a toggle, so I can toggle between pistons. So that one turns on, but then when I hit the button, that one now turns on. So it comes quite in handy for bigger projects. And then another quick thing I want to showcase before we move on is one of these. So now you're thinking, how did I do that? Well, if I go ahead and open this, you look up here, I have a button which leads to redstone wiring down here to a T flip-flop. It's hidden underground, so that way you can't see it. And then it just, whenever it's on, it will just send current up here to this block, which is sitting underneath this piston. And since pistons accept a current from the blocks underneath them, beside them, and so on and so forth, it allows the piston to turn itself on. So, neat little trick. Alright, let's get to the build portion of this video. So what this thing is, if I go ahead and let's spawn some pigs. Let's go classic Minecraft on this. So if I go ahead, come up here and spawn some pigs. I have the stone here so that way I can spawn pigs safely. So I have this. So there you go. I have some pigs. And what this does is, one second, I gotta close the pit. That was not what I was going for. Okay. Well, anyway, open the pit. See, I don't remember how this works. But what this does is that you'll have the pigs or whatever you want up there, and they will fall down into here, into this little pit over here. And what happens is when I go ahead and open the lava pit, what happens is lava comes out and, oh god, massacre ensues. Oh, looks like we're having bacon for dinner. Anyway, so let's go ahead and close this lava pit. And there's a thing at the top which prevents any more from coming in. So if I go ahead and actually open the lava again, I have pistons up at the top which will prevent any more from falling down into the lava. So to get rid of the lava, all you have to do is close the lava door, and then all you have to do is close the pit. Which, when you close the pit, it shoves all these pistons out, and then it will get rid of all the lava. And then you go ahead and reopen it, And there you go. Voila, it's all open again. And so there are many variations of this, and sorry, pig, you're gonna have to go. But okay, so there's several variations. I made 2 variations of this. I apologize for the placement of this thing, but I kind of made these first, and then I made a third one, and so on and so forth. But anyway, it's the same concept. I will be rebuilding this for this episode. I just figured I'd show you guys kind of some basic things of how this goes on. So, one way you can do this is with T Flipflop. And so what you do is you just have the Flipflop flip, which opens the lava door. And so then when you want to, just go ahead and hit the button again, close the lava, let it keep flowing and fill up the sacrificial pit. And then you go ahead and close the pistons, and then voila, your lava's gone. So that's one way you can do the sacrificial pit. So there you go. Okay, so it's all wired back up. I need to flip this. Okay, so what happens when you flick the first button is that this will go into the RSL NOR latch, and since this is a memory latch, it will save the state, sort of like what the Flipflop does, but only with torches. And this will save your state into whatever position it's currently in. So all you have to do to flip it is just flip the state of the NOR latch, and there you go, more lava flows. So let's go ahead and close the lava pit, and then the same circuit that's over here will close the lava pit. So that's how it works. So let's go ahead and build a T Flipflop circuit, which is this. So what we're going to need is we're going to need to get rid of all these. I know, kind of a bummer, I like those enchantments, but anyway. So we have these, we're going to need some regular pistons, and I think, if I'm right, that should be everything I need for this project. The reason I have a wooden axe, by the way, is because of World Edit. I can do something like this, where I can stack this up one. That's what I can do. So that's what World Edit does. Anyway, alright, so let's go ahead and let's build the frame of what I need for this sacrificial pit. So over here, let's just do it here. So what we're going to do is first we're going to lay out our T Flipflop. So what we're going to do is set up the wire on top, so that way the current goes from this wire into the block and then into the piston. So what we're going to need to do is set up our T Flip-Flop. So we're going to need a little bit of room, so I'd recommend going about 5 out. So that, or is that 6? That's 5. Okay, good. I can still count. So go 5 out, then go up at least 1. And then you're going to drag this over through a repeater down there, and this is where your output is going to be of the T Flip-Flop. So your output's going to be here, which means your block, whoops, is going to be, 1 second, okay, so that means your output block is going to be here, which means your torch will be here. See? Now that you do this, the pistons have been extended, and then you can lay out everything from there. So you need to lay out these pistons. So piston 1. Then you need to lay out piston 2, which will be here. So once you built your T Flip-Flop, then you need to build the top of it and put some torches on it, so that way it'll flip. Let's flip this back. Okay. Oh, it's right. Yeah, you need the button first. I'm even forgetting my own logic gates. This is interesting. So, anyway, so let's just do this. So let's go ahead and rig the button up. And right there will be our button. Bam. So set up your wiring to go across the top and hit the button. So then it will be extended and it will flip to turning these on. So now the hard part is to make the button down here, actually down here, make the button down here that will extend all these pistons. Now one way you can do it, And there are multiple ways you can do this, but one way you can do it is you put wire up to each block individually, which is the way I did it, as you can see over here. These are the same circuits, it's just that the wiring's kind of a little bit messy. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, let's go ahead and start building the outside circuit. So anyway, so there's the sacrificial pit, and if you click the Flipflop button, you can see the lava will begin to flow. If we go ahead and turn on our Flipflop again, if I can click a button, there we go. We now have lava filling the entire pit, and it will keep disintegrating. But if you just want to get rid of it quickly, you can go ahead and hit the button, and that will get rid of your lava. So, alright, that will conclude this episode of Redstone Learning. Hopefully in the next episode, I'm going to look into finding out how to build a vending machine. I will not build one beforehand, though, unlike I did with this one, where I actually did build one beforehand. I will not look into building a vending machine, so that way you guys kind of get to see the actual long process of me figuring out how to build a vending machine. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and give this a thumbs up rating or any kind of rating if you guys would like, and I'll catch you guys next time.